Okay, at first I thought that Elon Musk wanted to buy Twitter, but then he, like, as part of the acquisition process, he like requested more information and basically found out from Twitter that like they had a lot more like inauthentic users than what he was under the impression of, or basically that like once he was ready to buy them, he found out that Twitter wasn't what it wasn't what it was like advertised to be. And then he said he wasn't going to buy Twitter. And then Twitter got mad and said like, no, now we're going to sue you, or like something about we're going to make sure that you have to buy us now. And then he ended up eventually like, and then I didn't hear anything for a while. And then it came to be, yes, Elon Musk is buying Twitter now. And then a whole bunch of people got mad. And I don't know if you know me at all. I love Twitter, always have. I joined a month. I looked at this the other day. I joined 1 month after Elon Musk did. So I've been on Twitter since July of 2009. So that's quite a long time. I remember when it first came out, it was like I didn't, and I think a lot of people felt this way. Like, what, we've got our Twitter account, but now what do we do? Right? It was kind of weird. You didn't really know what to do. And yeah, so like I just followed some celebrities and athletes, and then it just, yeah, Twitter's very unique. I like the fact that you can only tweet so much. um I wish it was actually a little bit more limited in how many characters you could have, because I just think it, you have to bring quality to like what you're going to post. But anyway, I've always been a big fan of it. And yeah, I just thought the other day, like, hey, let's do a tweet review where we just go back on some of my like recent tweets. And again, I give you guys context on them, because that's the fun of Twitter, is like you have no context, right? And I don't know, I just find that entertaining. So, um, and wow, I was going to say something. Oh, right. So I did look back, you guys, and I've been kind of looking at the, um, I guess, activity of the podcast. And we had on our last episode, Retire the Government, which again, I'm doing all this just like primarily out of my own entertainment. But I really thought last episode, Retire Our Government, I brought a pretty like, I don't know if you want to say respectable, but I like a pretty convincing argument for why the government should retire. And it looks like on YouTube we have 2 views, and that was posted 6 days ago. And let's take a look at where this one ranks. Retire Our Government has 9 plays. Let's click on that and see who listened to it. It is my 18th ranked episode. And I want to see, I wonder if it'll show me who had, or where they were from. Audience retention, can't see. Okay, well, no big deal. But I do want to say this as a disclosure, to the FBI or CIA people that are probably primarily listening to this, because on Anchor, I can go in and see from like what area somebody's listening to it. And an overwhelmingly large number of my listeners are from the DC area. And so I'm going to just take a shot in the dark that for whatever reason, you guys are my biggest fans. So let me put this one out for you guys, because I'm just going to direct this as if you guys are the only ones listening. If you guys have a request, clearly you're getting paid. Our tax dollars are going towards you guys listening to my podcast. So if you guys have a request for what you would like me to bring up on the next episode, I'm sure you've got my information. Feel free to reach out to me. And yeah, we can make next episode all for you guys. So, but yeah, anyway, like I said, we're going to do tweet review. We'll just go through some tweets and I'll talk about them, tell you what my train of thought was on them. again, if you're not your own biggest fan, like, what are you doing, right? So yeah, enjoy the ride, and we'll just get started. If you happen to be watching this on YouTube or Spotify, let us get the screen flipped around and you guys can watch. And if you're listening, you're driving somewhere, hopefully during this time of the year, you're driving safe. Well, hopefully you're driving safe all times, but because of the winter weather, you know. Anyway, yeah, so if you're just listening, I'll read it out loud, so you're not going to be missing out on anything. But again, I like to put it on YouTube as well, just because I don't know, why not? It's a different outlet that people may or may not want to watch this on. So let me open this up and we will get started here. So, and I just open it up to my little plug here, doing this podcast through Anchor, which has honestly just been like the coolest thing. It's so straightforward. And again, everybody really could have a podcast. For me, it's kind of fun because I honestly look back at this as like a little bit of like a audio journal type thing where I'm just like on certain topics. But either way, if you're interested in doing it, by all means, it's pretty straightforward. You can do it from your computer, you can do it from your phone. You probably heard an ad at the start of this podcast where I'm like talking about it, but whatever. But it is cool. And you can even like try to monetize it. But yeah, so last episode was Retire Our Government. We are in season 2 right now. So this is episode 4. It'll be a little bit shorter too. So I know our first 3 episodes have averaged probably about 42 minutes long. I want to keep this one short, very lighthearted, fun. And that's, you know, maybe the Retire Our Government one, like it rubbed people the wrong way, so be it. But like this one, it's all in good fun. Okay, so let's just pull it open and take a look here. Again, if you guys want to follow me, if you are watching, you can see where my username is. But we're going to just scroll down. And what I want to do is we'll just go to our last, not the Retire Our Government episode, but the one previous to that. And I'll just kind of work back from there. So October 30th, we had our Halloween movies, underrated, overrated. Those are always fun ones. I like the holiday ones. Those are fun to do. So first tweet, October 31st. I wonder who's calling Putin to tell him no missiles in Kyiv when government delegations go for a photo op. And then the little suspicious emojis. This one really got me. And I wonder, can I click on it? Sweet. So it'll just pull up like that. First off, I pretty much ever since the Ukraine invasion, which by the way, I just want to say, I don't know what happened 3 days ago for everybody to like go back and listen to my episode on Ukraine, but I was looking at the records and it's insane. Like Ukraine is my highest rated episode with 94 listens or 94 plays. And I clicked on it to see like what's happened with it. And I looked at the all-time rating, and from the time I uploaded it, there were 10 plays. But somehow on November 9th, I had 35 plays on my Ukraine episode. So I don't know. I have no idea like how or why that is. I'm not complaining, but I did find it very intriguing, like how or why that came up to be. So anyway, and of course I've already forgotten where I was going with that, but anyway. Oh yeah, because ever since the Ukraine invasion, I just don't spell the person that's in charge of Russia. I don't spell his name correctly because quite frankly, he doesn't respect the world. So, you know, anyway, and maybe that's like, that probably could qualify as trolling, I guess. Anyway, but I found it interesting. October 31st, I said, I wonder who's calling Putin to tell him no missiles in Kyiv when government delegations go for a photo op, because like, honestly, I find it very weird how that city will get bombed any day of the week at any time, and that is what it is. But conveniently enough, when you have some of the highest ranking officials from European countries, Asian countries, US, wherever, it's just very strange to me that, like, if I don't see government delegations going to these Middle Eastern quote, war-torn countries, but they will go to Ukraine. And like, I don't know, to me, it's just very weird that they go, they take tons of pictures, and then they're gone. And so I'm just wondering, like, who's the person that calls him and says, hey, like, ease back on these because we're going to have some people come. Like, it's just strange. It's strange to me. Next one. Oh, this one really bothered me. On Halloween, I said, stop putting pumpkins on your head. I don't know how many, I don't know why this became like, I don't know why this became a thing. Like, social media trends are one thing, and people literally were carving pumpkins and then they'd put a hole in the bottom and put it on their head and then take pictures like that. And I don't understand that at all. I just can't believe in 2022, like, that tweet exists. Like, respectable people putting a pumpkin on their head. Next one. If everyone is a victim, who's the bully? I feel like today we live in such a victim mentality society where if something doesn't go your way remotely, it's somebody else's fault, right? Oh, I'm not getting paid enough. Work harder. Oh, I need a nicer car. Make more money. Budget your money better. Oh, so and so hurt my feelings. They're just words. You can't control what somebody else says. Like, if everybody's the victim, then does that mean everybody's a bully too? I don't know. This one, it's just like, whatever happened to just putting your head down and advancing yourself in your own life and not being so prone to saying that everything is against you. I don't know. It is what it is. All right. Next one. I guess I was tweeting a lot on Halloween. Then I just retweeted something, hoping Cash App would give me some money. They didn't. I've actually been pretty lucky with this. Cash Apps, like, they do like these tweet contests from time to time where basically you just throw out your cash tag, and then you can like win, I don't know, $10 or something. And I've actually gotten, I think it was stock or Bitcoin. I might have had Bitcoin. I think that's what it was. I had Bitcoin sent to me from Heidi Klum and Tom Brady. No kidding. Like, it's on my history on Cat. Super cool. But anyway, let's see here. Then I had a retweet that Newark Airport, this was from Travel and Leisure. Newark Airport will no longer be considered a New York City hub and what it means for travelers. And basically it was saying that like, they're going to be like, Newark is now going to be, I guess, registered with whatever organizing body, whatever, is going to be like now recognized as New Jersey. And so I think you may have a shot at getting cheaper flights, maybe not immediately, but I think down the line, you might have a shot at getting cheaper flights, because people, like, when you type in New York City for a flight, Newark won't show up anymore. And so I think you have a shot if you can remember that Newark is basically, New York City's second or third most used airport. I think you got a shot at that. So I thought that was a good one to tweet out or retweet just to spread awareness. So November 2nd, so funny how people will get absurdly upset about the possibility of paying for a validation indicator on a social media platform, but won't say a word about the government flushing their hard-earned tax dollars down the drain. Okay, this one gets me, you guys. For the life of me, I don't understand. First off, I don't understand why people are upset that Elon Musk is the owner of Twitter. Because, like, so I hate to ruin this or blow your mind here, but newsflash, somebody has to own Twitter. Like, end of story. So first off, I don't know why people are so upset by that. I don't know why. Secondly, I find it hilarious that, like, on Twitter, you can have like a blue check mark and it means you have a verified account. Usually just goes to celebrities, politicians, athletes, and influencers, okay? Basically people with a lot of followers or people that have influence, okay? And I just find it hilarious because Elon Musk said like, oh yeah, we're going to make you guys pay $8 a month for that. And it's, and people lost their minds. They're like, we're not going to be on Twitter anymore because of this, da, 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 da. And in my head, I'm like, well, I just find that very funny because like, just go without the check mark. What does the check mark matter? What does that check mark matter? I have no idea why that's, no idea why, oops, sorry. I have no idea why that is so like revered, or like, I didn't know the check mark made or broke you being on Twitter. No idea. Not to mention the fact that, you know, $8 a month, right? You're already doing that for Netflix or Spotify or whatever, right? You have a million subscriptions, right? I think it's kind of genius to look at the prospect of charging a subscription for a social media platform, because you may not gain new users. I think you would lose, but I don't think you would lose enough where it's going to hurt the company. I think it's genius to try to charge a subscription fee for anything. Like, imagine if you were like, all right, $2 a month for Instagram. Every single person will pay $2 a month for Instagram. I think $8 for Twitter is a bit high, but if they said, hey, $3 a month for Twitter, not even a blue check mark, if they just said Twitter is going to cost $3 a month to use, I know I'm paying it, like no brainer. So I think that's genius idea. In recent days, I'm pretty sure that thing has basically flushed away and like it's not going to happen anymore. The $8 for the blue check mark thing, but you can fact check me on it. I don't know. And again, just a reminder, I don't like script any of this. I haven't even reviewed my own tweets beforehand. I just scrolled down to see, like, I was going to do like, oh, let's do an October tweet review, but I'm like, nobody's got time for that. So I was like, we'll just go a few and call it a day. So, but anyway, back to this, how upset people were getting over this. And then they won't say a word about how our money is just completely wasted by the government. Anyway, I'll get off that soapbox. On to the next one. Here we go. Looks like I retweeted North Dakota turning 133 on November 2nd. It's just a cool place, you know. November 5th, retire our government. So that was the day that I posted that one. I wanted it to be before Election Day, and I was pretty happy with it. Like I said, I am probably more proud of that episode. I would say up until this point in season 4, season 2, whatever, this is episode 4. That's the episode I'm most proud of, because I did have to think quite a bit about it. And it was a fun one. And I like that it was right around election time too. So, but yep, posted that one. I think I had the YouTube link there. And then I just, you know, said that you could listen to it, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, all that. So, and then I did repost it again on election day, and I just said happy #election day. Yeah, kind of a cool one. Check it out if you'd like. And I realize I'm wearing the same hoodie from that episode as I am right now. So that's funny. Okay. November 9th, I said election 2022. I wish people would stop villainizing one political party or the other. And in a follow-up tweet, I said, we should be villainizing them both. Okay. I really, like, again, no matter how hard you identify with Democrats or Republicans, which, by the way, it's a trap, okay? There shouldn't be these two political parties. They shouldn't be this two-party system. It's all a trap. But no matter how hard you side or identify with one of those parties, like, you should never be happy with, if your party's in charge, you should never be happy with them, right? And I've said this before on previous episodes. You should look at it as yourself, right? Every single day, you want to be a better version of yourself than yesterday. Does that mean you don't love yourself? No. Hopefully, you all love yourselves, but every day you want to improve. Same thing should be with political parties. No matter how much you love them, if you love them, like, you should never be satisfied. That's just my thoughts on that. Okay, we'll get off that one. Let's see, what do we have next? I retweeted, this was interesting to me. 6 everyday products destroying your testosterone. This was a fun little thread that I read through. And it was basically saying 6 things to avoid for men, right? Number 1 is beer, which is awesome because I don't really care for the taste of beer. 2 is parabens, which I didn't know what it was. So thankfully they said, you know, found in low quality household items. So look out for lotions, shampoo, deodorant, body washes, hair products. That's cool. Which is funny because I switched to a different type of like soap now, and I'll probably use this soap for the rest of my life because it's just like really good for you. So why not do that? Dairy, hate to send shockwaves, but yeah, dairy, there's just do a little bit of research on it. This is not by any means like an end all be all, like take this for, you know, a dictionary, but I'm hoping it at least gets people thinking like, oh, let me do a little bit more research on that and make the decision for myself. But yeah, saying stay away from dairy, antiperspirants, which TMI, I actually did away with those like maybe a year ago now. Anyway, 5 processed meats. So as much as I love, geez, all of those, hot dogs, beef jerky, and pepperoni, not good. Does that mean I'm gonna cut them out? Not yet. I got all 3 of those in the fridge. So just saying. But again, if I can at least like, you got to start somewhere, right? So for me, it's like, okay, well, I realize like that's not great. And like they said in the tweet, this Daniel Kelly, right? Daniel Kelly, 21,000 followers, helping male entrepreneurs supercharge their energy and focus since 2017 in under 10 weeks through my speed program. So I don't know, performance coach. I don't know what these titles are, if like we just make them up or what, but again, it's worth having that like mental awareness and starting that conversation with your internal monologue, right? Like, is this something that I want to change? So, and then the 6th one was bisphenol A, I don't know, BPA. So this one I actually knew. That was the cool thing. That's why I related to this thread so much, is because I actually had a decent amount of knowledge on these things before even finding this. And it was nice to see this because then it kind of validates like some of the research that I've already done. So BPAs, compound in present in most plastics. When water just sits in a plastic bottle, it allows BPA to leak into it and you end up drinking the chemicals. So thought that was a cool one. Of course, and I'm very careful about retweeting things because, again, you don't really get context. You don't know if somebody's retweeting something to make fun of it because they believe in it or what have you. So that's why, again, this episode is a little fun for me. And then another easy one from Cameron Magruder, or Scooter Magruder, as some people may know on YouTube. Simple. Every day you should drink water and be kind today. November 10th. Oh, a random thought in my head. I just thought, like, I watched this short video clip of what was believed to be the world's largest living great white shark. And I was just like, he looked old, like beat up. And I'm just sitting there thinking, how exhausting to just swim your whole life. So I said, being a fish would be so inconvenient. Think about it. Just swimming around forever. How exhausting. Those are my deep thoughts, you guys, right there. That's it. Again, if you're not your own biggest fan, what are you doing? November 10th, I posed a question because I really was curious. Where does the US rank in terms of greatest countries in the world? Because it got me thinking, like, A, how do you define greatest? I could have said like most powerful or best or whatever, but it really did get me thinking, like, where does the US rank in terms of greatest countries in the world? Maybe I'll do an episode on that and just like try to break down some stuff on like how I would rank a country based on being, quote, the greatest. You know, is it incarceration rate? Is it academic performance? Is it military might? Is it percentage of the population living below the poverty line? Is it food production? I don't know. That might be a fun one. I feel like that would be pretty in-depth too. But yeah, that was a tweet. And let's see, am I done? No, we've got a couple. We've got 3 left. So also on November 10th, if you don't think your tweets are the best, what are you even doing here? I feel like I've said some version of that already on this episode multiple times. But really, if you aren't your biggest fan, become your biggest fan. Okay. I genuinely I don't know how I don't have like 100,000 followers on Twitter, because I think my tweets are entertaining enough to do an entire podcast episode on it. How's that? Next one, second to last. This was very, very interesting timing. November 11th, federal judge blocks Biden's student loan forgiveness 3 days after the election. LOL, hashtag impeccable timing. Right after the elections, now a federal judge says, oh, by the way, Biden's plan to forgive everybody's, student loans, 10 to 20,000. Yeah, unconstitutional. It's not happening. So if this is your first time hearing that, you heard it here first, okay? Biden's student loan forgiveness is not happening for now. Who knows what they're going to do, how they're going to try to challenge it. And then the one that I had retweeted, you guys, I was just, this footage of Dirk Nowitzki in 2004, putting up 41 points, finished the game 50, 57, 100 shooting splits. He's unreal. It's weird because I get looking at him doing this in this game against Miami, it looks like Steph Curry. He's crossing somebody over 30 feet out, does a spin move mid-range, and he's draining it. Pull up three right in Haslam's face. Man, that guy was good at basketball. He's the GOAT. I'll say it. I have no problem saying that. I'll back that one up too. If you guys want an episode on why Dirk Nowitzki is the GOAT, I'll back that one up all day. But appreciate it, you guys. A little bit shorter. I'd even like to shorten this episode up even more, or some episodes up even more. So I'm going to just leave it at that, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Thanks for listening, and stay safe.